All right. Hello. Can everyone hear me? Can everyone see me? If you can hear me and see me, give me a comment in the chat. All right, I see everyone dropping their comments in. If you can hear me and see me, give me a comment in the chat. Let me know where you're from, where you're watching from today. All right, I see some people watching from Vietnam, from Uganda. Tell me where you're watching. All right. Okay, we're gonna wait just a moment and let some other students join into the live chat before we get started. India, I see hi from India, Pakistan, Ukraine, Russia, Japan. Wow. So we have viewers from all over the world, many different countries. Brazil, Bangladesh. Perfect. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna have some more viewers joining in. Whenever you do join in, just tell me where you're from. I wanna start by saying Happy Easter to those who are celebrating Easter today. I hope that everyone watching is staying safe at home and enjoying their Sunday. Today, we are going to be doing a quick lesson over the future tense, okay? So we are going to be covering simple future, future progressive, future perfect, and future perfect progressive. We are going to be talking about all 4 tenses today. So this means we are going to be moving a little quick through each one, but I would like you to stay ready by your keyboards, whether you're watching from your phone or from your computer. So if you have any questions, you can ask your question in the chat, okay? All right, so today, future tenses. When we use future tenses, we are talking about something that is happening after this moment, after now, okay? That can mean if it's happening in 5 minutes, if it's happening in 5 weeks, if it's going to happen tomorrow, in 100 years. So any moment that happens after this moment right now, we are going to use future tense. Many times we use it when we're talking about our future plans or our future goals, okay? So today we're going to start with simple future, the very first one, okay? Simple future. So simple future, we have 2 ways to express simple future. We're going to go one by one and look at them, all right? Simple future is used to express anything that's happening after this moment. The 2 ways that we use to express simple future can be used interchangeably, all right? But they can also be used in a different way. So we're going to compare them. All right, are you ready? If you're ready, let me know. Say, yes, I'm ready, Molly, in the comments. All right, so the first way we express simple future is the word will, okay? So we have will plus the verb. Will plus the verb. Hopefully you can see the word still from there. So remember, when we have the word will, many times we are going to use what's called a contraction, okay? For example, he will becomes he'll. So he'll sign up for Cambly soon. This means in this moment, he's not signed up for Cambly, but in the future, he is planning on signing up. So he'll sign up for Cambly soon. The next example, remember contractions. I will becomes I'll. I'll study for my test tonight. Tonight indicates a later time, right? So it's not right now. So I'll study for my test tonight. Okay. The way we make will negative is we just add the word not. Will not plus the verb. Will not plus the verb. For example, also a contraction with will not. Very often, you will hear native speakers, instead of saying will not, they're going to say won't. So will not becomes won't. All right. For example, Anna will not go to work today. Anna will not go to work today. Will not can also be expressed as won't. Anna won't go to work today. Another example. Alex won't attend class tomorrow. Remember, won't can also be expressed as will not. Alex will not attend class tomorrow. All right, so this is our first way of expressing simple future. The other way you can express simple future is be going to plus the verb. Be going to plus the verb, okay? Remember when we use the verb be, we have to change it depending on the subject. Your subject is I, be becomes am. I am. You are. He or she is. You are, they are, we are, okay? Let's look at an example. We also use a contraction, okay? So I am becomes I'm. He is becomes he's. You are becomes your. So our example is, I'm going to take a walk in the park later. I'm going to take a walk in the park later. Let's look at one more example. I'm going to cook pasta tonight. Or, he's going to cook pasta tonight. Many times, if you are speaking with a native English speaker, you are not going to hear them say going to, but instead they're going to use an informal word that is gonna. So instead of saying, I'm going to cook pasta tonight, they would say, I'm gonna cook pasta tonight. Something important to remember is that you cannot use gonna when you're writing an email or an essay. This is very informal. So it's only used in informal speech. Another example, we're gonna eat at 6 p.m. I'm gonna go to the market. Okay, and we make this negative the same way we did with will. All we do is add the word not. Okay, for example, he's not going to leave home this week. He's not going to leave home this week. Another example, I'm not going to travel next week. I'm not going to travel next week. I think many of us are staying home right now, so these are our plans. We're not going to leave home this week, and we're not going to travel next week. Okay, so now we've covered the two ways to express simple future. Will plus the verb, be going to plus the verb, okay? Many times, like I stated before, both of these are correct to use in a sentence. However, sometimes it's better to use one instead of the other. So let's talk about this. All right. When we use will, we are typically using it with something that is unplanned, uncertain, just decided, possibilities, and predictions. We use going to with things that are planned, certain, already decided, and also predictions. So let's take a look at a few examples. Now, as I said before, get your keyboards ready because I'm going to be asking some questions and giving some examples, and I want you to guess the answer in the chat, okay? So I'm going to give you a sentence, and based on our charts, will, unplanned, uncertain, just decided, possibility, prediction, or be going to, planned, certain, already decided, prediction, I'd like you to guess which one belongs in the sentence or which one sounds better in the sentence. Okay, are you ready? Your first example is, they, blank, probably work from home for a few months. They, blank, probably work from home for a few months. Would we use will or would we use be going to? Type what you think in the chat box. I'll give you just a few seconds to type your answers. Okay, let's see. If you said, I see many people answering correctly. If you said will, you are correct. Why do we use will? Because it is something that is unplanned. They're not sure. So the sentence would be, they'll probably work from home for a few months. Very good. Okay, let's look at another example. Get your keyboards ready. The next one is, they, blank, work from home until April 24th. Should this one be will or should it be going to? Type your answers in the chat. I'll give you just a few seconds. Will or be going to? All right. So if you said be going to, you are correct. They're going to work from home until April 24th. Why? Because this is something planned. So our indicator is the date, April 24th. They have planned to work from home until this date. So they're going to work from home until April 24th. Very good. Okay, I just have a few more examples. Let's practice two more. The next example, maybe he, blank, take the IELTS exam next year. Maybe he, blank, take the IELTS exam next year. Should this one be will or be going to? Give you 5 seconds. Type your answers in the chat. I see lots of people answering correctly. All right, so on this one, the correct answer is will, because it is undecided. It is undecided. Our indicating word is maybe. Maybe he'll take the IELTS exam next year, but he's not so sure. Very good. Okay, let's do one more example of these, and then we will move on to our next future tense. Our last example. According to the weather report, it's blank be cloudy tomorrow. According to the weather report, it's blank be cloudy tomorrow. And this one, are we going to use will or be going to? So you can take a look at the charts behind me. Type your answers in the chat. I'll give you just a few seconds. Okay, I see a lot of responses coming in. All right. So in this example, if you said both, you are correct. Why? Because it's a prediction. Predictions. So the sentence is, according to the weather report, it will be cloudy tomorrow, or it's going to be cloudy tomorrow. Both of these are correct. All right. We are done with simple future. So next, we're going to move on to future progressive. After future progressive, we're going to take a 2-minute break. If you have any questions at all about simple future or future progressive, you can type them in the chat. So be ready for that, okay? Okay, let's move on to future progressive. Future progressive. So we use future progressive to describe an activity that will occur in the future and continue for a period of time. Or we use it to talk about a longer action occurring in the future that will be interrupted by another action. We use it for both of these reasons. How do we form future progressive? How do we form future progressive? Will be plus the verb ending in ing. I see some comments. Future progressive is also called future continuous. So we use both names, future progressive, future continuous. They are the same thing. So will be plus the verb ending in ing. So I'm going to give you a situation and show you an example. I'll begin to study at 7 p.m. You'll arrive home at 8 p.m. I'll be studying when you arrive. I'll be studying when you arrive. You can see on our chart, this is our future tense. I'll begin studying at 7 p.m. here. You arrive home at 8 p.m. When you arrive home, I will be studying. It's an action that's being interrupted by another action, but continuing in the future. We have another way to express the future progressive. Okay, so the first one was will be plus the verb ending in ing. Will be plus the verb ending in ing, what we just looked at. Another way we can express future progressive is be going to plus be plus the verb ending in ing. Be going to plus be plus the verb ending in ing. So let's use the same situation. I will begin studying at 7 p.m. You will arrive home at 8 p.m. I'm going to be studying when you arrive. I'm going to be studying when you arrive. So there are two ways to express this. I will be studying when you arrive, or I'm going to be studying when you arrive. Both of these are correct for future progressive. Let's take a look at a few more examples. Next month, we'll travel to Spain. This means we have future plans. Next month, we'll travel to Spain. And we'll be staying in a hotel on the beach. So our future plan is traveling to Spain, and the continuous action in the future is that we'll be staying in a hotel on the beach. All right. Get your keyboards ready, okay? I'm going to give you a scenario, and I would like you to type the sentence in the chat. So here we have a timeline. You see 9:40 a.m., 10 a.m., and 10:30 a.m., okay? At 9:40 a.m., John is on his way to work. Maybe he's stuck in traffic, maybe he's taking the subway, but he is on his way to work at 9:40 a.m. At 10, John will start working at 10 a.m. John will start working at 10 a.m. So using the future progressive, I would like for you to tell me the sentence. What will John be doing by 10:30 a.m.? Or what is John going to be doing by 10:30 a.m.? Write your answers in the chat. I'll give you just a few seconds. Wait for some answers to come through. So what will John be doing at 10:30 a.m.? Or what is John going to be doing at 10:30 a.m.? All right. There are two ways to say this. So if you said, by 10:30, he will be working, you are correct. By 10:30, he'll be working. Or, by 10:30, he's going to be working. By 10:30, he's going to be working. Both of these express future progressive. Very good. All right, let's do one more example. One more example. Get your keyboards ready. All right, tomorrow we have plans to go to the beach. Me and you and I, we have plans to go to the beach. But we're watching television. We're watching the news. The forecast predicts that it will rain 9 a.m. until 8 p.m. tomorrow. So it will rain from 9 a.m. until 8 p.m. tomorrow. Using future progressive, I would like you to complete this sentence. You tell me, Molly, there's no point in going to the beach tomorrow because blank all day. There's no point in going to the beach tomorrow because blank all day. What do you think? How can we finish this sentence? I'll give you a few seconds to think about it. Write your responses in the chat. All right, good. I see some great correct answers. So we can say, there's no point in going to the beach because it will be raining all day. It will be raining all day. Or because it's going to be raining all day. Because it's going to be raining all day. Both of these are correct and using future progressive. Okay, we're going to take a break in just a few seconds. I'm going to ask you one more question. I'd like you to write a complete sentence using future progressive in the chat. If you have any questions up until now about simple future and future progressive, I'm going to take 2 minutes to read your questions in the chat and try to answer them. While you're thinking of some questions, I would like you to answer this question using future progressive. You can use either tense. So what will you be doing after this lesson? Or what are you going to be doing after this lesson? I would like to know, what are you going to be doing after this lesson finishes? Practice writing a complete sentence using future progressive in the chat. And if you have any questions at all so far about simple future or future progressive, please ask them in the chat. Someone's going to be cooking their lunch after the lesson. Be eating breakfast after the lesson. I'll be eating breakfast after the lesson. I'll be eating breakfast and then I will be taking a nap. Those are my plans. Okay, does anyone have any questions about simple future or future progressive? All right. Okay, I don't think I see any questions, so we're gonna move on. So now that we finished simple future and future progressive, we are going to continue with future perfect and future perfect progressive or future perfect continuous. It has both names, okay? So let's start with future perfect. We use future perfect when an action will be completed between now and sometime in the future. So if you look here on our graph, here's the future. Here's one specific time in the future and an action that's being completed between now and that specific time in the future, okay? So an action that will be completed between now and sometime in the future. How do we make a future perfect sentence? We use it. Will have plus the past participle. Will have plus the past participle, okay? Remember, past participles, some of them are regular, some of them are irregular. So it's something that you have to study and memorize, past participles. For example, when you finish your Cambly subscription, you will have improved your speaking and listening skills, okay? So we have the present, now, the moment and now. We have another time in the future, which is when your Cambly subscription ends. In between now and when your Cambly subscription ends, you will have improved your speaking and listening skills. Hopefully, that's our goal. Okay, let's look at another example. By the end of this lesson, I will have learned about future tenses, or you will have learned about the end of this lesson, you will have learned about future tenses. Okay, let's look at one more example. By the time I'm 30 years old, I'll have finished my studies. By the time I'm 30, I'll have finished my studies. That means the moment now, I won't tell you my age, and the other moment is when I turn 30 years old. The action that will happen between now and when I'm 30 is that I will have finished my studies. I will have finished my studies. All of this is happening in the future, a certain time in the future. Okay. Now I wanted to compare with you simple future and future perfect, okay? Sometimes a sentence can be expressed correctly using both of these tenses. For example, future simple, we can say, I will finish my studies this year. I will finish my studies this year. However, future perfect, we say, by the end of this year, I'll have finished my studies. Essentially, we are saying the same sentence, but we're using two different tenses, okay? So I will finish my studies this year, or by the end of this year, I'll have finished my studies. However, sometimes we cannot use simple future or future perfect because it changes the meaning. For example, if we say at 8 o'clock, Linda will leave. Linda's at work. Linda is working in her office. At 8 o'clock, Linda will leave. This is simple future. This means when the clock hits 8, Linda is going to get her things and leave work. Okay? However, when we use future perfect in this sentence, at 8 o'clock, Linda will have left. This is future perfect. This means when the clock hits 8, Linda is already gone. She left 10 minutes ago, okay? Do you see the difference between these two? So Linda, at 8 o'clock, Linda will leave, means she's still in her office. At 8 o'clock, Linda will have left. I'm going to do another question, and I would like you to use the chat to answer it, practicing future perfect. Practice a complete sentence using future perfect. By the end of the year 2020, so we're in the year 2020, complete this phrase. By the end of the year 2020, what will you have done? Or what will you have accomplished? Where will you have traveled? Okay? I like to hear about your plans. So complete this phrase using the future perfect tense. By the end of the year 2020, I will have met some amazing students on Cambly from all around the world. That's my example. Type your examples in the chat before we move on to our last tense. By the end of the year, I will have learned English. Perfect. I will have improved my English. All right. Lots of great things happening by the end of the year 2020. Okay, now we are going to move on to our last and final tense, future perfect progressive, or future perfect continuous. Before we begin, this tense is not as common. So in our daily conversation, we don't often speak using the future perfect progressive tense, okay? It's a little more complicated, but it's also not as common. And remember, if you have questions, be ready to ask them, because once we finish going over this tense, I'm going to answer some of your questions from the chat. All right, so we use future perfect progressive with an activity that will be in progress at a time in the future. An activity that will be in progress at a time in the future. More specifically, we use it to talk about duration, a duration of time before something in the future, or the cause of something in the future. We're going to look at an example of both of these reasons so that you can see clearly, okay? So the duration before something in the future and the cause of something in the future. So how do we make a future perfect progressive sentence? It's a little longer. We use will have been plus the verb ending in ing. Will have been plus the verb ending in ing. For example, she will have been using Cambly for 2 years when her subscription ends. So let me explain this sentence. This means that she started Cambly sometime in the past, or maybe in this moment right now. And we are moving forward to a time, 2 years, right? Or when her subscription ends, we're moving forward to the time when her subscription ends, and we are talking about the duration, She will have been using Cambly for 2 years when her subscription ends. Let's look at one more example. In November, I'll have been working in my company for 3 years. In November, this is in the future. Maybe we are in the month of April, so November hasn't arrived yet. In November, I'll have been working at my company for 3 years. This means I started working at my company in the past. Once November comes, I'll have been working for 3 years, and I will continue to work in my company. I'm not going to quit on this day. I'm going to continue working for this company. Let's look at 2 more examples. So as I said before, it's used for a duration before something in the future and also the cause of something in the future. So when we talk about duration, we can say, she will have been working for 5 hours by the time she gets a break. Okay? The future event is that she's going to get a break sometime in the future. The duration is that she will have been working for 5 hours already. So she's ready for a break. She's ready for her lunch break. She will have been working for 5 hours by the time she gets a break. Last example. This is the cause of something in the future. The cause of something in the future. He will be tired because he will have been exercising a lot. We're talking about the future. In the future, he will be tired. Why? Because sometime before that, he will have been exercising a lot. So because he was exercising a lot, it will cause him to be tired. He will be tired because he will have been exercising a lot. Okay. One important thing to note is that when we use the future perfect progressive, we have many time expressions that are going to be used in the sentences. For example, by this time. By this time next year, I will have been learning on Cambly a lot. Okay, then we have from now. You can say 5 minutes from now, 3 weeks from now, 2 years from now. 2 years from now, I will have been working for Cambly for 5 years. We use already, by the time, when, before, as soon as, and there are more. So whenever we're using future, present, progressive, we are going to be using some expressions of time. All right, so now is the time. If you have questions about anything that we have covered today, from simple future, future progressive, future perfect, or future perfect progressive, please write your questions in the chat. If you don't have any questions, then I would like for you, or even if you do have questions, I would like for you to practice answering this question using the future perfect progressive tense in a complete sentence. So my question is, by 2021, next year, by 2021, how long will you have been learning English? By 2021, how long will you have been learning English? I'll wait for some answers to come through. Remember, if you have any questions about anything we covered today, now is the time to ask me. I will try to answer them. We have finished all the tenses in 30 minutes. You learned all 4 future tenses in 30 minutes. Okay, so I see some confusion about using the future perfect progressive. All right, so let me go through it one more time very quickly. When we use future perfect progressive, it's an activity that will be in progress in the future. We use it to talk about duration before something in the future and the cause of something in the future, okay? Let me show you my examples one more time. The cause of something in the future. He will be tired. Remember, this is still in the future. He will be tired because he will have been exercising a lot. So his activity in the future is that he will have been exercising, and it's causing him to be tired. He will be tired because he will have been exercising a lot. All of this is happening in the future. And the other example was talking about the duration before something in the future. She will have been working for 5 hours by the time she gets a break. Remember, this entire scenario is in the future. It's all happening in the future. So she will have been working for 5 hours already by the time she gets a break. All right? Those are my examples. Remember that this last tense we covered is not as common. So you don't hear us using the future perfect progressive in daily conversation. All right. Good, I see some examples. Very good. Okay, so I know we're almost out of time. So for those who are joining, I hope that you have a better understanding of how to use the 4 future tenses, okay? I know many of you who are watching are already students on Cambly. You already have subscriptions. But some of you who don't know what Cambly is, I just wanted to take a moment and explain it. So Cambly is a learning platform for students who are practicing English or learning English, wanting to improve their speaking and listening skills. Cambly you can use from your computer or from your phone, okay? So you can have classes any time of the day. We have tutors working on Cambly from all over the world, which means that you can hear different accents, different expressions, and because they're all living in different time zones, usually there are tutors available 24 hours a day for you to have a class, okay? It's a great way to improve your speaking skills. I know many of you are living in other countries where you don't have many opportunities to practice conversation with native speakers. That's what Cambly is for. It's one-on-one classes with a native speaker to build that confidence in speaking English. Our tutors are also very qualified. We have tutors who focus on different topics. For example, if you're wanting to work on business English, we have tutors for that. If you are preparing to take your IELTS or TOEFL exam, we have tutors who work with exam preparation. If you're looking to work on grammar, I can help you with grammar as well as many other tutors on Cambly. So if you're already a student, thank you for tuning in. If you're not, I do have a promo code if you're interested in signing up to use Cambly to practice your English. The promo code is the word future, because today we learned about future tenses. So your promo code is future. And this is going to get you up to 45% off all annual plans, okay? So if you haven't tried out Cambly and you are looking to sign up and use it, use this promo code FUTURE. It's going to get you up to 45% off all annual plans. Also, remember that once this live stream ends, you can go back to Cambly's YouTube and rewatch the lesson. The description, if you look in the description, we'll have a link with the promo code, and also there will be a link if you're interested in booking a class with me on Cambly. That is it for today. I hope that you all learned something new. I hope that you're ready to practice your future simple, your future progressive, future perfect, and future perfect progressive. Stay safe, stay home, and happy Easter to those of you who are enjoying. Bye. Have a great Sunday.